All right. Thanks, Uncle Buck. Worst part is I had remembered earlier. I did remember it earlier, and then I forgot again because my memory sucks. Hi, Rebecca. Hey, Holly. And yes, congratulations, Uncle Buck, on having power again. I am tired, yes. Hey, Angela, one of those days where I want to ask where the nearest wood chipper is to dive into. Yep, that's always fun. Hi, Brooke. Cliff Rod meter Chantel's. I mean, I like a lot of Chantel's cooking. I'm not all because I'm a picky eater, but I mean, there's a lot of Chantel's cooking that I actually do like. Most of her food doesn't do that. Hey, Buttercup. Hey, Shelly. My condolences, Shelly. Yes. Well, yes. We were bad at cleaning. Hey, knock. But most of the time, if she made food, it was usually pretty good. As for the Odyssey, I don't know. I have no interest in watching it. I read the book 25 years ago, but we did get a lot of takeout. We did get too much takeout. We got takeout to it. Every once in a while, she'd make something. Once in a while, she cooked, and it was usually pretty good. Burger King today. TV dinners. And that was me. That was more of a me thing. Hi, Bernie. Hey, Blacklisted. I mean, got Fluttershy and Rarity sitting on my bookshelf, so but yes. I do enjoy me some My Little Pony. The Friendship is Magic, the G4 Friendship is Magic era. I will soon be watching the G5. I've never watched before. I'm gonna watch it soon. Wasn't totally sure what they were. You've accepted the label. So now you just need to watch more of the show. When will I cook again? I mean, at this point, who the fuck knows? Aspect is great. Did he I mean, I did multiple playthroughs of the game, so Liara was usually my main one. Liara was probably my favorite love interest. And when I did a Mass Effect Let's Play for my channel, because I did do a Mass Effect Let's Play for the channel, Liara was my love interest, my romance interest in that one. Top chat. Why would it? The fact that it defaults to top chat is stupid. Cup of tea and ginger nuts for everyone. Ginger D's nuts. Ginger nuts? I hardly know her. Was that aimed at my I hardly know her line, Shelley? It's a popular joke. It's a perfectly fine joke. Just need to ignore that. I mean, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with that comment? Fine, here's a joke I heard a couple days ago. What do you call a lesbian with thick fingers? Well hung. You're reaching with that? I mean, yes, but sometimes that's part of the fun is just like, ever heard that one? I'm sitting in the driver's seat. What's that supposed to mean? Also, not my joke. It's a joke I heard. It's a joke I heard somebody else tell, so you can't get mad at me. Everyone's listening to you. They all chose to be here. Everyone who's here chose to be here. So I cannot be held liable. I can't be held accountable for any mental or emotional duress. Hey, Logan. Sure you can grow those loofah brush things to shower with? I don't know. What do I look like, a biologist? And speaking of driving, here's an old joke that you all know. When I die, I want to go peacefully in my sleep, like my grandpa, my grandpa, and my grandfather, not screaming in terror like the passengers in his car. I have the seats, and my friends have grown them. Cool, cool. I know, I know. That's an old one. Imagine growing for 3 months, only end up hanging in someone's musty bathroom. Reddit, read us some weird shit. Pass. I don't really want to go to Reddit. No snakes visited you? No friendly snakes. Hate the buggers. You just double tomorrow snake visitors. I mean, to be fair, double nothing is nothing. Got a lot of them around that. They try pretty fast. What, snakes? Hey, Donna. I know, I know. I know you meant loofahs. Well, I'm glad you did see it because I titled it for you. Uncle Buck reminded me. I remembered earlier, but then when I came live, I was tired and I forgot to title the stream properly. And then Uncle Buck reminded me. Anyway, have a decent birthday. Not close to anybody. I can relate to that. Remember your birthday, but can't remember to take my Tylenol. Definitely makes sense. I texted my 3 kids, and that was the best birthday present. Aw. Do a sandwich, swim in the pool. Yeah, sounds like it could have been worse, so. Well, thanks for the thumbs up. Uh, about half an hour when the power went out and when it came back up. So clearly you should have just spent the whole time on the toilet. Yeah, I mean, it went live, 8 o'clock, same as usual. Supposed to talk about ballet. With the bear driving around a little car. One of the days I did it was the day after the grocery store chicken. Your ass is out of this world and caused a power outage. Yeah, why would you expect me to talk about ballet? $62. Well, my birthday's back in February. It's a beautiful craft. How about jazz hands? Give us some of them. Some random YouTube true crime video. And the D12 murders came up. August 27th. Good to know. Good to know. I will probably forget. Not very energetic with the. I got no energy today. I'm sorry. I'm tired today. What's over yesterday? It was very busy yesterday. Two girls, one ghost. What did the cup have? Unfinished business? The cup died, but it had unfinished business. Oh, Molly Libby and Scratch. They're My Little Pony emoji. Basically, no. There is an emoji of me riding on Fluttershy. Image somebody drew of me riding on Fluttershy. Watch it still. Yeah, watch is still looking good. Thanks. Thanks, Shelly. There it is. It is. Was it Comic Brook who drew that for me? I feel like it might have been Comic Brook who made it. Go close my eyes. Tempting. It's tempting. No, stay awake. Good night. Are top fans on? That's a good question. Oh, because I forgot to. Because there was something I forgot to turn them off. Wish I could set it to default off. I'm flicking. Yeah, sorry, I stopped flicking. So. And they're woken themselves up by humming in their sleep? Probably. Yeah, I would think so. Should be off until they want it on. Yeah. YouTube is stupid. YouTube is stupid. Apparently, just earlier today, they kicked off a bunch of ASMR channels. Yeah. Good night, Donna. So do I. I don't enjoy ASMR, but pretty stupid to ban it. It's just stupid Puritan bullshit. So, yeah. I do definitely oppose YouTube removing all the ASMR. Yes, I worked yesterday. And I hated it. Currently showing no hours for next week. So it looks like next week's going to be another one where I don't work at all, which, ugh, no fucking money. So I'll just keep applying for other shit and keep getting ignored. Back to the public assistance office. Yeah, probably. It's just such a pain in the ass. Rebecca, thank you for $20, Rebecca. Money. Thank you very much. If I could get $20 every hour I stream, that would be great, but can't really ask people for that. And shit. If I made $20 an hour streaming, I might stream for more than 2 hours a night. But 8 viewers at a time, not really enough to make money off YouTube, so. And not really many people. I'm gonna get more water. Be back in a minute. to show at least 1 foot? No. Or nip slip. The 20 to make me blue. Definitely not streaming for more than 2 hours tonight, though. I'll be lucky if I can make it the full 2 hours tonight. How tired I am. Take the vitamin. I mean, vitamins don't give me energy. Want the rest of the some people just like watching. We have cooties. Is that supposed to entice me to stay? I'll get rid of my cooties that haven't itched in 2 days. Strawberries has cooter cooties. Someone gave up and peed on themselves. Mike's still there, thinking about playing Connect the Dots. Not as fun as if you don't know what the shape is supposed to be, though. Good night, Rebecca. Pressure coming out looking like lightning, which is pretty cool. Also, Buttercup, if you're still here, it's time to remind Uncle Buck to take her Tylenol in 5 minutes. Buttercup, this is your reminder to give Uncle Buck her 5-minute Tylenol warning. Takes a village. Corunk is worth it indeed. I did actually have the thought to raise an idiot. Like when Shelly said it takes a village, my first thought was to raise an idiot. Easy typo to make, Shelly. The B and P are so close to each other on the keyboard. I mean, I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything, but then Shelly said something. So blame Shelly, not me. Or, as always, we can blame Buttercup. Speaking of, more of Buttercup's favorite game tomorrow. Don't expect we'll get much context into her trauma next week. Because or this week, I mean, obviously she's got some sort of trauma in her background. But I don't expect we'll find out any of Fal's trauma yet. Gonna take a while before we find out what Fal's trauma is. She's born supporting her family. I mean, probably. Just took them. Good, good. Saving it for a new car. Could be. Anywho. Our dealer is AI into my phone thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that shit is honestly why it's getting so hard to find a job. Your answers the phones for vets and pharmacies in England. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's like they do that instead of like paying someone to answer the phones. Never mind that literally every fucking person who calls in goddamn hates automated system and AI agents. No one likes dealing with that shit. Like, there's never been a person who's like, who needs to call someone up and they're like, gee, I hope I get to speak with an automated system today. I asked for Jamie, the service manager, and it told me, "Hi, Jamie, how can I help today?" You were Alex. Android phone? Yeah, mine's an Android. I told my boyfriend's Gemini to shut up in the air response was, "I invoke my right to remain silent." Online experience very different just unless everyone's. Yeah, it's getting bad. I have like the AI shit turned off on my phone. I don't use it. Because fuck it. But yeah. Yeah, I mean every company, every government is all in on fucking AI and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's anti-human bullshit. I don't know how to understand myself. I'm rich. My boyfriend is Eastern European and the AI is American. It's all a scam. All these AI companies are run by fucking grifters. The companies are never going to be profitable. Never. OpenAI will never, 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 never make a profit. The only way OpenAI stays open, like afloat, is because they've conned people into giving them more and more, like investors. They've conned investors and governments into propping them up. But they're never going to turn a profit. Never. They can't. Same with all those other LLMs. They're not profitable. They're just being propped up by investors and governments. And at some point, kids were grilling that yesterday. Yeah, but that's what they do for a living every day. Well, the thing with that, with the Fossey thing, there's been meetings, like there's been hearings, there's been tons of hearings about COVID and the response to it, and like they want to blame him for they want to scapegoat him. They want to use him as a scapegoat for every negative thing around COVID. And I mean that's why he just went in like, I'm not answering. That's why he went in and was like, I'm pleading the fifth. Because no matter what he said, I mean, he would be giving the same answers that he's getting before, but no matter what he said, it was going to use against him. So he got kicked out of the hearing. It's been never expected. It's a comedy show. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all theater. That's what Republicans do, is political theater. That's all they're good at. So as I should say, that's all the fucking Senate does. That's all the Senate, and that's all Congress does, is political theater. And Democrats pull plenty of that shit too, but Republicans are, even worse about it. Yeah, I mean, it's all just fucking theater. None of them give a shit about answers. None of them give a shit about truth. So just why are you personally responsible for every single COVID death? Why did you put fucking microchips in the COVID vaccines? Why did you personally murder people with the COVID vaccines? The term size and travel past year or Yeah. And they sure do like to ignore the fact that Trump was the guy who was in office when COVID hit. Who was the president who had like the buck stops here? Which president was that? Eisenhower or which one was the buck stops here? Which president was that? Like, yeah. Trump is all about Trump's philosophy is the buck stops somewhere else. I never saw the buck. I didn't hear it. Was there a buck? I didn't know I was never told there was a buck. I didn't see the buck. I didn't know there was a buck. The buck, it's Biden's buck. It's Obama's buck. Yeah, there's no buck. There's no buck. I just said his name because it sounded good. Truman. See, the Department of Justice dropped its lawsuit against an Olympian that they blamed for cutting up the reflecting pool. And they had to admit that oh no, it was actually just a shit. It was actually just a poorly done fix. And then a cardboard Garfield Black with Serious 2, Meowvelus. They spent months swearing up and down that the problems with the reflecting pool were due to leftist agitators cutting it up. And I'm like, oh, actually, okay, so it's actually just the renovation was poorly done. Which, frankly, was something that people were predicting before the renovation was actually completed. There were people saying while the renovation was going on, oh, this is going to be badly done. This is not actually going to work out. Supposed to laugh at your comment about the buck stopping at the quarter. Sadly, your comment didn't really make much sense. A buck and a quarter are different denominations, you know? The dollar starts at the dollar stops at the 25 cent. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I'll be picking up something from the hot food counter. I happened to be on Twitter and saw Grinder was trending. Grinder with an E in it, so DER. I assumed it was still about the app, but no, it was apparently about a bear that died. Grizzly bear. Out by Vancouver. Grouse Mountain in Vancouver. Molly's Canadian cousin Millie. Oh, right. But the bear? I would assume the bear was probably pretty up there in age. It was famous. Apparently, it was a pretty famous bear. Yeah, trying so hard to play catch up. Yeah, it's bear meant to catch up on. And mustard. See, if Molly really wanted to convince her friend that she was Canadian, she just said it. She should have just said sorry. She should have just said sorry a lot. Scratch didn't tell her that. True. Yeah, if she just opened with sorry, hi, I'm Millie. Would have been like, oh, so you're Canadian. It's like, hi, sorry, so you're Canadian, okay. I do love me some Libby though. Awesome seeing me watching the Shadows glow in her. That's funny. It's a good show. And I do like that every section, like yeah, 2 episodes per episode, and each one has a musical number. I like that there's always a musical number. Even if not all the musical numbers, most of them are really good. There's one that was like, okay, that feels like in an upcoming episode. There's one that's like, okay, it's not that the song is bad. Do shit, Molly and Libby. Uh Friendship, I think. You know, one of those things like if it happened, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't really get those vibes from those two. The Disney Princess song was good. You know, I don't get romantic vibes between Molly and Libby. I did accidentally see a spoiler. So I know there is one character in the show who is queer. Libby and Scratch. Oh, absolutely. It's not him. Should I spoil who it is? Like, should I actually say who it is? Like, do you want me to tell you? Okay. It's Andrea. Between me, you, and the 5 other people watching. This is for me to go. Exactly. Don't see. I mean, it's a ways away. I haven't gotten to that episode. I don't even know what episode it's revealed in. So I don't know how it's handled. Hey, Donna. Hey, Spider-Man. Nope. It was okay. Yeah, I won't be seeing it. Um, I don't fuck with Disney. Well, I got me a truck so I can make better content. Nice. Oh, so now you can make videos of yourself in the truck just ranting about things. Those are very popular. Madison asked me why I pronounced it Spider-Man. I didn't realize I did, but I think it's good. Because, so here's the thing. Spider-Man is hyphenated. Spider-Man is hyphenated. It's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man. So when people leave out the hyphen, and by the way, in universe he talks about that. Like this is something that has been like a running gag in his comics for decades. Remember, Spider-Man has a hyphen. Um, so when people leave out the hyphen, all it makes me think of is like a Jewish exterminator. You know, Phil Spiderman, exterminator. You know, Goldman, exactly. Yeah, make a great movie, a Jewish exterminator, right? It would absolute that movie, a movie about a Jewish exterminator, would absolutely have a joke about how uncomfortable he feels using using gas against insects. He would absolutely make that joke. And there'd be a few people across the political spectrum, and like it would actually cross the political spectrum. It'd be from like you know leftists, liberals, right wing Zionists. It would cross a surprisingly broad spectrum of people. Just a very small number of people who'd feel uncomfortable with, who object to the joke because how dare you minimize the Holocaust? Copyright that now. Yeah. Like everyone else would be like, dude, if any group is going to make jokes about uh, horrific events that have happened to them in the past, it's the fucking Jews. They have a long and proud history. A long, proud history of making jokes about their tragedies. Starring the Dutch oven. in any event. That's why I always say Spider-Man when people type in my chat. Because nobody ever includes the hyphen. You have to include the hyphen. Not just randomly remembered the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl comic. That series. The recap pages always had like a like took the form of like a Twitter feed. And she would sometimes tweet at Iron Man, whose screen name was at Starkman Tony. And for some reason, I always read it as Stark Mantony. You know, spiders have 8 wieners. Does Peter Parker inherit that too? It would explain why bitches love him. Bitches love Spider-Man, and that would go a long way to explaining that. Yeah, I don't know why it took me so long, because it did take me a weirdly long time to realize that it was Stark Man Tony. I don't know why I always read it as Mantony. But that is so much funnier to me. Stark Mantony. Does he bang with his suit on or just his beater? Both. No wonder you're telling. Yeah, he had so many bitches. He married a fucking supermodel. And like, you know, Black Cat is the definition of a baddie. And a bunch of other women after him as well. And then after they undid his marriage to Mary Jane, you know, he's had quite a few love interests. None that anyone cared about. Did he break questions back? Catching her. Oh, Black Cat. Oh, did he break his back? Well, that's cracks. Gwen. Oh, Gwen Stacy, yeah. Snapped Gwen Stacy's neck, yeah. Zendaya's. Oh, she is. That's Zendaya is gorgeous. What's funny is like I feel like for MJ, they sort of played down how fucking gorgeous she actually is. Like they worked hard to make her seem relatively normal looking. Like relatively like, you know, like that's the least attractive they could make her. You know, like that is the That is the limit to how plain looking Zendaya can be. Because she is just fucking implausibly gorgeous. But yes, in the comics, Gwen was knocked off a bridge. She was unconscious and knocked off, like she had been captured by Green Goblin, rendered unconscious. He knocked her off top of a bridge. Zendaya was still hot normal. Exactly. She was in high school and not trying to make her smexy. Right. That was sort of the point. They wanted her to look because they were trying to distance MJ from Mary Jane. You know, they sort of wanted to, you know, make her sort of a different character in a lot of ways. So they wanted to make her look like a relatively normal high school girl. Quirky, you know, a bit of a weird, quirky high school girl, but still a fairly normal high school girl. She's still fucking hot. Uh, yeah, so in the comics, Gwen is falling off a bridge, and Spider-Man snagged her ankle with a web line. But the whiplash snapped her neck. Something the comics go back to pretty regularly. Yeah, there's been a couple instances. Should get away from getting people in 20s and 30s to play high school kids. I mean, look, Tom Holland and Zendaya both look young. They were both believable as high schoolers. I'll give them that. You know, Tom Holland as Peter Parker looked 15 or 16 years old. He's a very young looking man. But I think part of it, I don't know. I'm vaguely uncomfortable with kids being in like major roles, like major movies and shit like that. Like, do I really want a 15-year-old to play Spider-Man? Can't work child actors the same hours. That's a big part of it. Is there are regulations, there are rules and laws and regulations on working child actors. Guys was the oldest brother in Home Improvement, playing a high school senior in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Blake and Tom dance. Yep. You've all seen the Tom Holland umbrella video, right? If not, I'll be leaving in a couple minutes. So you can go watch it. It's amazing. It was a lip sync battle thing. As a lip sync battle is Tom Holland versus Zendaya as a lip sync battle. I don't even know what song Zendaya did. I genuinely have no idea what song she did because I've never seen it. Tom Holland did Umbrella. Just like as an established teenager actor to play big roles. I mean, I'm skeptical that you need a big name to play a big role. I'm skeptical of the idea that like you need a celebrity actor to play like this big role. How big was Tom Holland before he got cast as Spider-Man? Yeah, he'd had some success. Especially UK. I imagine UK especially. Um, yeah, he was probably reasonably well known in the UK because that's where he's from. I mean, he was in Billy Elliot. He was in Billy Elliot. Oh, that was in the West End though. That wasn't the film version of it. So never mind. Um, so yeah, I mean, he'd done a few roles. He'd done a few things, but he sure as hell wasn't like a name or Chris Hemsworth. How big, how well known was Chris Hemsworth before he got cast as Thor? Big name in the Australian soap community. People. He'd done like an Australian soap opera, but did anyone in North America had anyone in North America ever heard of Chris Hemsworth before he got cast as Thor? Yeah. Shelley was probably a big fan of him before. Dog Soldiers is relatively unknown people in the US and turned out to be one of the most underrated werewolf movies out there. Meanwhile, back in the 90s, if Arnold Schwarzenegger or Will Smith did a movie, it was a huge success. And they're a group of Hemsworth brothers. Yeah, there's a few. Oh, hey, Dubs. In the 90s, Schwarzenegger does a movie, it's making money. Will Smith does a movie, it's making money. That's not true anymore. Chris Evans does a movie, there's no guarantee it's going to make money. It might. It might not. And I mean, like a movie that's like not attached to a specific franchise, just like an original movie. Yeah, if Chris Hemsworth does, I mean, Chris Hemsworth did do like another action movie and it bombed. Like he did do a movie and it just fucking and it after Thor and it bombed because nobody gives a shit about action movies. Nobody cares about movie stars anymore. The age of the movie star, where people go to see this movie because of who is in it, that era is, I think, largely over. People go to see franchise movies. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. Tom Hanks, Harrison Ford. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some people who might still be enough, their presence might still be enough. Tom Hanks, maybe. You're stuck playing a certain role for so long, you're stuck as that character. That's definitely typecasting is definitely becoming an issue as well. But I mean, even aside from that, it's just anyway. See you all tomorrow for more of Symphonic Rain. Good night, everybody.